fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
I'm seriously thinking about putting everything I got into it.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of CryptoZombie. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great start to your week. Welcome back to a beautiful Green Monday for Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. If you're new to the markets, well, you're going to get used to it because these things happen quite frequently. You could see we had a major bounce back from almost exactly around the $47,000 level. Over here, we had $150 million worth of Bitcoin shorts liquidated. That's right, we had a textbook Bitcoin short squeeze. Hopefully you weren't shorting the corn, but if you were, well, you shouldn't be shorting in a bull market, but not financial advice. But we do need to talk about the fact that Fear and Greed Index did hit 31. So you could see we were at extreme greed last week. Obviously, the markets were getting very overheated. We did need that period of cool off. We are having the bounce back right now. But the biggest question on everyone's mind is this enough to save the markets? Obviously, zooming in, it looks great. Zooming out, we realize we have a lot more to go. So we do need to talk about what is happening because there are some insane signals flashing all across the board on all different Bitcoin charts that we need to talk about. Also, something that has not happened for 33 months for Bitcoin just happened again today. So we are going to discuss what is happening right now with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Should we be celebrating or should we be optimistically cautious? We're going to talk about all that today. Also, altcoins absolutely exploding. We're going to talk about where we should be looking, hot trends, and how we can make the most out of this bull run. So if all of that sounds good to you, welcome back to the channel. Hit that subscribe button, drop a comment and a like if you do appreciate this type of content. And without further ado, let's dive in. Now, you can see right here that Bitcoin is actually at a very interesting level. Now, we did have this support right here, and once we fell through it, now this is very low time frame, 4 hour. You could see we were supported for a little bit at around this $53,500 level. We did bounce again, we consolidated, we fell below it, and currently we're actually sitting above both of these resistances. We're sitting above this downtrend and we're sitting above this level right here. So this is very, very interesting. I am keeping my eyes on what Bitcoin is doing. Now zooming out, obviously you'll notice that really this pump is quite small on the grander spectrum, right? We're getting excited over this little daily candle right here. Now you will notice the VPVR is showing a lot of interest around the $56,000 level. So you can see right here, there was a lot of accumulation for Bitcoin, which means there's a lot of whales that we're buying in this area that are not looking to sell below that. So I would minimally expect that Bitcoin should possibly at least touch that level before looking for another retracement. Now, I was looking at this blue zone. We dipped in it back here. We didn't even come close this time. So you could see actually, if we draw this out, we're actually putting in a nice uptrend. So even though, yes, technically we did have a lower low on the daily, we still are having a higher low as far as the macro is concerned, right? And these are the types of, patterns that you want to look for. You want to be looking for those higher lows. Now, keep in mind over here on the, this is over on the futures chart. We actually still have this gigantic CME futures gap right here. Now that gap, in order to close, Bitcoin would have to go to $60,070. I do in fact think we are going to close that gap. It's just a matter of time. And you can see we were having a major flip right here on the futures, again at around that $53,500 level. And if I zoom in right here, yes, in fact, we are above that level. And also, if you kind of look at where we bounced right here, it does look as if we, let me get this out of the way for you guys so you can see. It does look like we bounced off of this legacy trend line. Look at this on the CME futures, right? So we had this resistance back here. right? Flipped its support right here back in January, got way off, and boom, look at that. We touched it as support again. This is beautiful structure, my friends. This is a market that gets overheated, cools off, pulls back, and continues upwards. This is the sign of a healthy market, right? You don't want to go straight up, into the sky. And like Raul Pal pointed out, Bitcoin is nearly as oversold as it was in March 2020. The weekly RSI is close to levels that we saw in the correction. Now, actually, if we have a look over here, I do want to point out that we are having a little bit of resistance right here. You can see there were these two trends that formed back here right before Bitcoin had this blast off move right around the $20,000 level. And if I zoom in, you can see that, we are literally right now actually hitting that resistance. So could be a little bit interesting for the next couple hours, whether or not we can actually break above that. Even if we do have a minor pullback, a couple $100, even if we come back down to this level, nothing really that I'm going to be too concerned about. But have a look at this RSI, guys. The RSI came down to 30 right here. And this means that we are having insanely oversold market conditions. Come back here and look, the last time that we had it was back in September. We didn't even get down that low. And the last time we actually had levels that were the same as the levels that we just had was back here during the, insane COVID crash, right here, which I can't even do. Actually, hold on, let me go to auto. Let me get the art. Well, can you guys see right here? I know it's like super small. I'm trying to make it bigger for you guys. If I just, bring it up here. But yeah, I mean, this was way back here. I don't know what's going on with these charts. What is, does anybody else have issues with TradingView, or is it just me? I feel like sometimes it just doesn't do what I want it to do. Here we go, right here. You can see. So yeah, in other words, guys, we haven't been this oversold in quite a long time. Now, here's something else interesting that I wanted to point out the other day, but unfortunately I wasn't able to make a video. So we have the Bitcoin price kissing the Wooconomics NVT price model right now for the first time this bull cycle. Assuming the start equals March of 2020, throughout the previous bull cycles, this model provided price support 1 to 4 times before reaching their respective blow-off tops. And look, if you go back to the 2017 bull run, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4 times blow-off top. And then a few months later, the market crashed. Well, if we zoom in right here, we've only hit it for the first time. So people saying that this is the end of the market, this is the top. Look, guys, we're just hitting this right now. And by the way, I'm not saying that we can't actually have a retest even back below 50,000. I'm not being a Bitcoin bear. I'm just saying it's still possible, but you have to zoom out and look at the bigger picture. In fact, the advanced NVT signal, according to Philip Swift, has fallen deep into the green zone, the lowest it has been since March 2020 crash. So this indicates that Bitcoin's market cap is undervalued relative to transactions running throughout the blockchain on medium-term time frames. So we are obviously seeing a lot of indicators, a lot of signals flashing right now. Don't get crazy excited. Don't go betting the farmhouse, you know what I mean? But I do think that this was healthy. We had that nice V-shaped bounce that we were looking for. We had the correction. We had the cool off, right? And even if for some reason, we don't put in a new high this month, let's say we do just continue sideways. Maybe we go back down. Maybe we head a little higher again. It's okay. This is all signs of a healthy market. And this is exactly what I want to see. Not only are we seeing the technicals playing out, the fundamentals are there. We also have guys who used to say, Mark Cuban, for example, who said he would rather own bananas instead of Bitcoin, is now saying that he doesn't think that Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies have reached their full potential. He says it's not inconceivable that the number of people that will own Bitcoin could double from this point. This was in a conversation he was having on CNBC, and he said that the Bitcoin supply and demand situation essentially, obviously we're having less Bitcoin come out. We're also having Bitcoin reach these historical lows as far as amounts on exchanges. Also, Coinbase's listing onboarded an astonishing amount of new Bitcoin holders. So what were we seeing? We were seeing the smaller weak hands, the newer people getting into crypto, the guys that came in last month just for a quick flip, they were panic selling. We were seeing the big whales hodling, and Bitcoin entities net growth have skyrocketed to levels only twice before in its whole entire Bitcoin history. Hence why Mark Cuban says that, you know, infinite supply, well, not infinite supply. I'm sorry. That would be the dollar. That would be the US dollar. We have a finite supply of Bitcoin, 21 million Bitcoin. There's like 44 million millionaires or something in the world. We've gone over this, right? There's not even enough if every millionaire in the world wanted one Bitcoin. Just let that sink in, okay? So everything is looking strong as far as the fundamentals are concerned. And yes, obviously, as I told you guys, there was 150 million worth of liquidated shorts, which was absolutely crazy. But here's the interesting thing. So we all know Jamie Dimon, right? Bitcoin is a fraud. Bitcoin's going to zero. Bitcoin is a Ponzi. Well, JP Morgan Chase is now currently preparing to offer an actively managed Bitcoin fund to certain clients, becoming the latest, largest, and if its CEO's well-documented disaster for Bitcoin is any indication, unlikeliest U.S. megabank to embrace crypto as an asset. The JP Morgan Bitcoin Fund could roll out as soon as this summer. So their fund will be actively managed, which is interesting. It is a noticeable break from the passive fare offered by cryptocurrency industry, leaders like Pantera and Galaxy, which let well-heeled clients buy and hold Bitcoin through funds without ever touching it themselves. So Galaxy and NYDIG are now offering Bitcoin funds to Morgan Stanley clients as well. But we need to talk about something. Now, it's exciting talking about Bitcoin. Of course, I do focus on Bitcoin. However, we have seen Ethereum break an all-time high. Ethereum having a better recovery than Bitcoin. Ethereum up about 10%, whereas Bitcoin's only up, I think now like 4 or 5%, right? Also, we've seen a lot of altcoins surging. Matic, Polygon just hit a new all-time high. Solana is something I'm definitely looking at. I'm very interested in the ecosystem. I like to keep my eyes on these different types of projects that offer smart contract platforms, ecosystems, Binance, Polkadot, Solana, Elrond, Cardano, things like that. And pointing out right here, Bitcoin Dominance actually finally right here, guys, literally hit 50%. We touched the bottom of the box. You can see right here, almost exactly. I mean, we were off by like 0.1% or something like that. And if we fall out of this zone any lower, then I do believe, my friends, that the magical all season will finally be upon us. Now, I had warned about this level had we had a major bounce. It doesn't look like we're having a strong bounce right now. It looks like there are still a lot of people that are very interested in the altcoin sector right now. And a lot of people have asked me about different altcoins. Now, I talk about tons of altcoins on this channel. If you guys watch to the end of the videos, I always let you know that they are obviously very speculative. I'm not a fan of shilling altcoins specifically because they're very volatile. But the reality is that altcoins can, in fact, outperform things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano short term. And what I like to do is utilize some of these smaller cap cryptos in order to make more Bitcoin. That's my strategy. Your strategy could be totally different. So I do want to actually spend some time talking about altcoins. I haven't really gone into them in a few days. So some of the projects that we've talked about, especially when it comes to like NFTs and things like that, obviously Pokemon. Now I'm bringing this up because you can see that their staking rewards are now, well, it says staking is live, actually. Just 3.5 weeks after our launch, you can now stake within the manifold universe of Pokemon. And some of the interesting things that you could do when you stake: if you stake at least 100 Pmon, you'll be eligible in planned weekly and monthly special edition Pokemon NFT airdrops. The first one is actually going to be a Polygon, which just made an all-time high, Unifairy with Diamond Horde, which, by the way, guys, I don't know if you know this, but I was literally like probably the first channel to ever talk about Matic. If you guys actually Google CryptoZombie, I did an interview with Sandeep Nailwall, and I knew that Ethereum was going to need this, this layer 2 solution. So, I mean, congratulations to anyone that held Matic. I mean, we've been hardcore Matic fans, but getting back to this, so yeah, you have the Diamond and Horn Glitter. Also, when you stake your Pmon tokens, you receive a unique Colchian Unidragon that represents your stake tokens. And what's interesting is to interact with the stake tokens, such as to withdraw them, you must be holding the NFT in your wallet. So now we actually have something that is giving the NFTs value in the sense that you need it in your wallet. So at the same time, your staking NFT is transferable. This means if you transfer your NFT to someone else, they will receive access to all the staked PMON tokens associated with it. So this is a very interesting model that I would be paying attention to see if other NFT platforms are actually going to follow in the footsteps of what these guys are doing. Another project that's dealing with NFTs that is really super under the radar right now is Moki. So Moki is the multi-chain decentralized exchange ecosystem for non-fungible tokens. Now keep in mind, this is the first product of Moki Lab, okay? And Moki Market initially aims to solve three important current challenges: lack of liquidity, right, in the NFT market, lack of monetization strategy for NFT holders during their holding period, and lack of cross-chain usage between NFTs and FTs. Now, these guys just launched right here, so they're actually up, all right, so they're up about 37.5%, trading volume around 6.8, and, you know, this is like super under the radar, guys. This literally just came out. So if you guys are interested, obviously, you know, not saying, you know, just you know, don't ape into something you don't fully understand, but check it out. Look at what Moki is doing. They could be one of the new guys that you're going to see really having a key position in this space. Obviously, the MoMA token, you know, governance, community involvement, etc. Also, talking about someone that also dabbles in NFTs, but is dealing with a lot of these, you know, like these rug pulls, these, you know, there's so many, like if you go on, Pancake Swap, there's so many shit coins, okay? Some of them are just ridiculous that are pumping, but they're also dumping pretty hard, right? So, you know, if you want to bet on these quick altcoins, have fun. You know, you can go on Twitter, you can go on TikTok, you know, but if you want to look at the ones that have more longevity, look at the projects that are actually looking to solve problems in the space. Polka Locker is one of them. You can see right here, they've had some insane partnerships. Terra Virtua, right? We spoke about them. They're saying that this signals the start of more exploration into the world of NFTs, as well as enabling us to offer exclusive NFT rewards to participants in our staking. They've partnered with Tidal Finance as well to take advantage of their risk coverage solutions, right? Insurance, that's very important. They've also partnered with API3, Kylan Network as well for Oracle providers. Also, same thing with Dia. Their core products, Locker and Swapper, will interact with the Dia Oracle triggers. Ferrum Network, leveraging their low-cost transactions. They've had the LKR staking event. And yeah, I mean, you can see right here, they are the first all-in-one multi-chain token locking and escrow platform with built-in privacy functionality. So escrows are something very important. In fact, I just did a deal with a guy in real life. I bought a pinball machine. You guys know I collect pinball machines, and I actually had to use an escrow service because, you know, it was a high-priced item, and we had to lock it in the escrow. And once I received it, I inspected it, then I, you know, sent the funds, said that everything was okay, and then they released it to the, you know, they were the third party that released it to him. So you're going to need something like that in a decentralized manner. And honestly, having a look over here at Polka Locker, sitting at about, it's actually up 10% since I had this loaded. I mean, look at this, guys. $6 million market cap. I mean, these are projects that I'm absolutely keeping my eyes on. And for those of you that want to know projects that aren't out yet, I do like to let you know before they're even out. Alpha, decentralized social trading platform. You might be familiar with Dexy. Had a lot of people thanking me for Dexy. That turned out to be quite a gem. These guys are also looking to do their triple IDO on Paid Ignition, DAO Maker, who's been, you know, smashing it lately, as well as Gate.io. And, you know, someone put out this Alpha Moon sheet. I just wanted to show you guys, you know, with a 1x starting at a market cap of just $1 million, this has a lot of potential to grow. I mean, you could see, you know, it only has to go to $15 for 10x, 25, 100x would be 100 million market cap. But, you know, in these types of bull markets, these moves are totally possible. Another project I wanted to talk about is, I know I'm going through a lot really fast, but I just want to let you guys, like, obviously do your own research. Lots of people, they just shill projects and tell you to go buy it. I want you to do your own research. I've done some of the research for you. This is another top tier project in my opinion. If you guys are familiar with what the Graph does, okay, Covalent is very similar in a way, except that they do essentially what the Graph is doing. You know, they say empowering pioneers of tomorrow by providing the richest and most robust data infrastructure for the entire blockchain ecosystem, but they do it in a simplified manner using only one single API. They go into some details here. Actually, this is their beginner's guide. If you want, you can read this whole thing. But, you know, what makes them different is their data availability, multi-blockchain support, and no code solution. One API and you're you're done. So what are some use cases for this? Well, once again, real world use cases. Now, I know people are, they say, oh, taxes this. Guys, pay your taxes. Listen, if you live in America and you're using cryptocurrencies, pay your taxes, okay? I'm not going to sit here and tell you to try to, evade them because that's crazy. But in all sincerity, for example, if you're using Coinbase actually, you can download the CSV file and then you can give it to your accountant and they can figure out all your different buys and sells. But if you're using something like Uniswap or 1inch, how can you keep track of all these taxable transactions? Well, Covalent can actually do this for you. Also, dealing with the fact that there's over 200,000 ERC20 tokens on Ethereum, and this number is growing exponentially, wallets such as Zerion use Covalent to show real-time and historical balances, positions, and portfolio values. So Covalent is not out yet, but is definitely something I would keep my eyes on. Another project, Unifarm, we spoke about, building the future of farming, stake one coin, farm all the others. I just want to bring this up to you because they're going to have a listing on Uniswap and PancakeSwap May 4th, 2021. This is the first time Ufarm is going to be traded publicly, with Unifarm's first Binance Smart Chain cohort going live recently, April 20th. It made perfect sense to make Ufarm available on both Ethereum as well as BSC. And while we're also talking about, cryptocurrencies being adopted and all these other things, how about the fact right here, I just want to end on this story, and then I think that's enough for today. So, as you guys could tell, I'm definitely still a crypto bull. Short term, we might have some resistance. We're hitting that resistance. There might be another little scare pullback or something like that. Ultimately, trend is your friend. We're still trending upward, but New York wine seller Acker, Merrill, and Condit, or simply known as Acker, announced they now accept digital currencies as a form of payment at its auctions and retail stores. The company said that they're going to be accepting things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and yes, you heard it here, folks, Dogecoin. They're going to be accepting Dogecoin. So Acker is the world's largest rare and fine wine auction house, established in 1820. Following the pandemic, the New York-based company is in the same boat as other retailers, with most of its physical shops closed. And Acker says that they received a fair amount of interest from existing and potential clients looking for ways to spend their cryptocurrency. It felt like the right time to take this next step deeper into the virtual space, given the past year's changes. So times are changing, my friends. We're having companies accept Bitcoin and Dogecoin. JP Morgan looking to let their clients invest. We're having naysayers like Mark Cuban, who said he'd rather hold Bitcoin as bananas instead of Bitcoin, getting into Bitcoin. And we're also seeing a lot of these signals flashing, oversold RSI, NVT, showing the bottoms of these different bounces. And having a look over here, you can see that Bitcoin is in fact looking to recover. Now, the reason we're having a little bit of resistance right here is because, look, right here, you see this level right here of support. We're trying to flip that as resistance. So once we get above that, I would expect a pullback. I would expect a retest again of that level. And then I do think we go up, maybe to fill the CME futures gap, but minimally to at least that 56K level before I would start getting worried. Now, are we looking to put in new all-time highs for Bitcoin? I'm not sure that we're ready to do that immediately. We might see things like Ethereum and some of these tokens run before, Bitcoin may have some consolidation for like a week or so. Then I would be getting a little bit more excited, but don't be surprised if we do have another quick retest again. But at the end of the day, what am I trying to say? No, I'm not a Bitcoin bear. Yes, we could have one more little mini dip. Ultimately, the trend is your friend. It is still intact. And also, if you guys want to know how to trade Bitcoin using leverage, you can make money when Bitcoin goes down, although I wouldn't suggest shorting, but you can. You can also make money when Bitcoin goes up, more so than holding spot. If you want to know how to do this, I do have a tutorial for Bybit. It is popping up above. Don't forget, there is over $1,600 in bonuses exclusively if you guys want to use the link below in the description. Check that out. Not recommended for beginners, but that is it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You are the reason that I continue to make these videos. And if you haven't seen these videos popping up right here, right now, make sure that you click on them right now. Check them out. And until next time, stay crypto. And of course, peace out.